Hey, beautiful YouTube people on all sides of all different borders. Yes, I am in Mexico, more precisely in Mazatlan on what they call the South Beach here. There's no sand on the South Beach, it's all rocks, but it's quite a beautiful place. I wanted to weigh in once again about what is going on right now in North America. North America usually is considered three countries. That is Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Mexico, where I am right now. You know what? I love visiting Mexico. It's a very welcome country. Even though some people call me gringo or whatever, but generally, they're really friendly, they're curious. They try to speak to me in English, even though I'm perfectly good in Spanish. So, it is welcoming here, guys. It is fantastic. In the United States, in earlier years when I used to travel there, I had mixed experiences. I had some people tell me that something about, hey, you ain't from here and stuff, and I usually shrug my shoulder and say, what's it matter, you know? But also I had the same kind of hospitality even in the what they call the Deep South that I had anywhere else. There are so many fantastic people in the United States, and well, I'd love to go visit there again, but I want to tell you the truth. I will not go to the United States for a few reasons. Reason number one, as you can imagine, is right now the politics. The politics is hostile toward foreigners, and the way this manifests right now, right this day and this weekend and probably the coming weeks, and it's been building up, is the tariffs that President Trump puts on both Mexico and Canada, and the reasons that he's blaming it on. So there was border security, big priority of President Trump. I don't know enough about it to really talk because I don't live at the southern border of the United States. I also don't live very close to the northern border of the United States because Edmonton is like a good 500k or a little bit more away from there. So border issues don't interest me that much. I don't like, you know, whatever you're going to argue, you're probably going to have something to say that is valid that I can't argue with. Fair enough. Now, the other reason about the border is the flow of fentanyl in the United States. And that I want to weigh in on because I see the results of what fentanyl is doing to people right at home in my city in Edmonton, Alberta, where people are dying. People are ending up with nothing. People are going downhill so fast. How do I say this? People are going to waste. So much potential is being wasted. And yes, I'm not happy with what my government has done so far to actually address the problem. The more needs to be done, and this problem needs to be fought tooth and nail until it is, I don't know if we can ever totally eliminate it, but it needs to be cracked down on, and people who are suffering addictions need help. I had my pickup truck stolen just 2.5 years ago or so, and I blame this opioid crisis for it because people get desperate, crime goes up. Now, I don't know if that's totally accurate. You can't just blame something without evidence, as we may be starting to understand. Do I need to say more? But it is a pretty safe bet that crime rates would be lower if there was no fentanyl and no meth and no crack and what else have you. So illegal drugs are a big problem, and I'm not trying to blame those that are addicted to it. I'm blaming those who make a living off of this, and due to corruption we don't really know who's really at the top. We're blaming Mexican cartels. Now, if these Mexican cartels didn't have a customer in North America, which in this case would be the United States and Canada, there wouldn't be Mexican cartels. They would have to find something else to do, hopefully something legit. Now, President Trump, I still call him that because that's officially his position. I have like a better name for him, but this is YouTube. We're going to keep it clean here. He's imposed tariffs on both Canada and Mexico. And those two countries are the very ones that he needs to cooperate with if he truly wants to address this crisis. Because Canada is struggling in the same way as the United States. Fentanyl is coming in from somewhere, but I think what is really coming in most of the time now is the precursor chemicals that they can make it with. And yeah, some of it's coming from China, some of it definitely, there's some of it coming from Mexico. We know that. There's evidence, right? How many kilos were intercepted at the Mexican border? But to get both Mexico and Canada on the defensive about trade isn't going to fix the fentanyl problem. Quite the opposite. It's going to make cooperation so much harder. That is going on right now in the United States. President Trump is sabotaging his own agenda, if that is even his agenda, because I have my doubts about it. And by the way, if your grocery prices and your prices at the pump, talking about gas, will go up in the next few weeks, if you're in the United States, well, your hero, the guy that was going to fix all this, is responsible for it. You've seen it live on TV, you've seen it on the news, and if you think that this is just going to all fix itself, and everything's going to be fine, everybody's just going to buy everything made in the United States, I think you're in for more surprises. But in the meantime, the rest of the world that has done trade with the United States in good faith in the past has lost your cooperation. Now your country is no longer considered an ally and a good, reliable partner regarding basically anything. When do you think I'll be visiting the United States again? I would love to, guys. I have been to 48 states during my trucking career, and I've seen so many things from a distance, because when you're trucking, you're always stuck to the interstate, the industrial park, or the truck stop, generally speaking. So I have reason to visit the United States by bicycle, do a lot of traveling there. I've been to only 48 states and there are 50, not 51. So I would love to travel to Hawaii. I've seen things on YouTube that didn't really look so great, but as you know, you can never get a full impression of a place by just watching videos. That's not how it works. You have to actually visit there and perhaps even stay a while. And I'd love to do that to both Alaska and Hawaii. Those states I've never been to, and I'm curious about them. Actually, that's not true. I've been to Alaska in 1986, but only for a brief moment. 49 states, guys. I used to be a big fan of the United States, but then I started to know more. So that's where it stands. And to all of you who are American watching this channel, you can get mad at me, whatever, leave me a comment, you know, I'll try to respond in a civil manner. I respect you just the same. You don't have to agree with me. I mean, there are a lot of you who feel the same way, and I feel for you guys. I really do. So there you go, that's enough for this video. You know, the last time I talked about President Trump, it was a good video in terms of response for my little channel. It was good, you know. A lot of you watched it and are still watching it. But, you know, then you get angry at me and some of you unsubscribe. And that's not really what I want. But I've learned over time that it's really secondary. So anyways, enough talking here. You can support me by giving me thumbs up. You can even donate. Hey, you could really make my day if you send me a coffee or something. There's a link to what is called Buy Me a Coffee down below. I am Canadian, German origin, and I'm proud to be where I am. Yeah, hasn't always been easy, but it's always been worth it. See you in the next video.